Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation from the ITS Congress and Luigi. I'm Sam Mahdavian, founder of S+M.ai startup. Today, I'm going to talk about connected and automated shared and electric vehicles and their implementation forces. So this is our transportation network of the future. There are many forces that are going to affect this network in the future, and we have to be careful about all these factors. The service level of the network in future transportation will be considerably affected by various disruptive forces such as population, urbanization, economics, political trends, and energy trends, as well as electrical technologies, automated technologies, and connected technologies. United Nations predicted that the number of megacities in the future is going to be 41 megacities in 2030. McKinsey and Company also predicted that about 2.5 billion new residents going to be added to the cities by 2050. And this increased number of trips due to all of these factors that I've mentioned should be addressed. And we have to think about them, not to have problems in the future, because traffic network is super important and it does affect the quality of life of the citizens. There are different solutions. As we all know, highway expansion is one of the most traditional solutions that federal entities use. We can like add lanes, we can construct new roads, but it's too expensive, it takes time, it's not environment friendly. It's also gonna affect the current traffic that we have in the network. So we have to go and check the smart transportation technologies. We have to check smart mobility, intelligent transportation system, ITS, and see how we could save money for the future, because our resources are limited. Governments don't have enough money to expand all the highways and to pay for all the bills of those expensive solutions. So it's time to think about checking new technologies. It's time to check shared mobility. It's time to manage the mobility, to add infrastructure enablers, in-vehicle transit enablers, and to enhance the safety. So this is the reason that we believe that smart mobility is the best solution for the future of the transport and for the future of the traffic network. We believe that smart mobility has 5 pillars. The 5 pillars are electric vehicles, automated vehicles, connected vehicles, shared mobility, and the backbone of all of these, artificial intelligence, AI. This is the tech cloud that we believe about smart mobility, about the trends that we are facing right now, and other subjects that are going to be more and more important in the upcoming years, in 10 years, 15 years. As you could see, the most important subject today, we believe, is electric vehicles, because in next 5 years, we are going to have more and more electric vehicles, charging stations constructed. Other than that, we can see that it is ITS is here, intelligent transportation system, and platooning, also robotaxis, robot trucks, robot delivery, and some other trends that are very important today. The first pillar, electric vehicle technologies. These are the subjects that we are following in depth and we believe are shaping the electric vehicle section. Electric vehicles, electric buses, battery technology, and material efficiency and flow analysis. Charging stations, another important subject. the shift toward electric vehicles accelerating, and in 2020, sales of gas-powered cars fell 15%, while EV sales rose 33%. Some estimates believe that electric car sales could grow like 82% until 2025, like making EVs one of the fastest growing markets in the world. The main concern for these electric vehicles, though, is that for fleet electrification, that cost of the battery technology and battery life is still not good enough. It's a little bit costly. I mean, it's much better than 10 years ago, of course, but it's still an issue for some people. The battery life, the number of charging stations, not enough in the cities, and charging wait times high. So these are the concerns that people still have in order to think about buying electric vehicle. The future of cars gonna be like this based on our analysis. In 2021, it's expected that 44% of all EV sales will happen in China. You can see the importance of China market, a rate that's more than 2.5 times the size of the entire North America market. This is going to happen from 2021 to 2025, we believe. For the next generation transport opportunities, it's going to happen 2023 to 2027. And robotaxis and the rise of self-driving cars is going to be from 2025 to 2030. For the batteries, at the beginning of the last decade, electric vehicles were limited for a key reason: the price of the batteries. They were super expensive. The average cost for batteries was about $1,000 per kilowatt hour. When you look at the numbers, it becomes clear why Elon Musk and Tesla started with the Roadster and luxury car. Because those were the only segment where electric cars could compete, while battery production costs were driven down. The price to produce batteries has dropped 90% since 2010. So over 90%. This price drop is a key reason we believe that EV sales could soon hit an inflection point as their prices become more affordable than gas-powered cars. The next pillar is automated vehicle technology. So the first one was electric vehicles. The second one is automated vehicle technologies. These are the subsections of the automated vehicle technologies. Robotaxis, robo-delivery, and trucks are going to play a key role in the upcoming years from now until 2030. And we believe that the inflection point is going to be from 2025 to 2030. These automated technologies are complex, and they require integrated relationship between hardware and software. So there have been several industry partnerships among network and automobile companies to develop critical mass of these vehicles in the market. And there have been several advances in fleet operations in the past few years. Strong momentum is building behind these autonomous vehicles, driverless vehicles by robotaxi and robot delivery and robot trucks. However, the important and sad part is that the investments by federal agencies remain much less than private investments. This is something to be considered, because if you check the long-term benefits of these automated vehicles, the safety aspect is going to be much enhanced compared to human-driven vehicles. So federal government is going to save a lot of money in the future, like return on investment is going to be much more than the initial investments they are going to make in the very beginning. According to Deloitte consulting firm, electronics now make up to 40% of a new car's cost, up from 18% in 2000, on the way to potentially 45% by 2030. As you could imagine, like driverless car technology could be a big driver of this proportion in the future. Researchers in Grandview believe that the self-driving sector is gonna grow about like at a 63% compounded rate between now 2021 to 2030. Look at the number, it's like 63% compounded rate from now until 2030. And they believe this autonomous market, this autonomous sector is going to be about to become like a 4 trillion market. GM, General Motors, believe it's going to be 8 trillion market. Intel believes it's 7 trillion market. So it's huge market that we have to consider. For the third pillar of the smart mobility, which is connected vehicle technology, this is the subsections that we are considering at S+M.ai. Intelligent Transportation System, ITS, plays the key role in the connectivity. This connectivity, this connected vehicle technology, is data exchange platform that allows highway infrastructure and cars to convey data back and forth with each other. So it's all about data exchange between the car and the environment out of the car in order to make better decisions, to reduce the number of crashes, to reduce for like a couple of reasons, to optimize like traffic management, to provide travel information. So this information is very important to enhance the traffic network, to enhance the level of service. And until we have 80% and over market penetration of connected vehicles in the streets, on the roads, we are not going to get the most of the benefits of the connectivity. So it is important to have enough number of cars that have this technology in the market to gain all the benefits that they offer. Certain factors influence the efficiency of connected vehicle system, including cellular coverage, the number of vehicles equipped with DSRC, and the presence of additional ITS facilities. Most importantly, trust. Trust is the thing that we have to study a lot, that there should be, many officials, government officials now working on it, and many consortiums, many academic researchers studying trust and the way they could increase the level of trust of consumers in these type of vehicles, but still they are not sure who is going to use the data and their information. So customers should trust the system and know that everything's safe. Also concerns about connectivity, privacy, data security, these are like very important for consumers. So governments should like make policies that could increase trust among users, and openness and accuracy should be considered, we believe. The fourth pillar of the smart mobility is shared mobility, which could significantly decrease the number of trips by people, which means it could increase the level of service of the traffic network. So mobility as a service is the main part, and the 6 sections of it's gonna be bike sharing, ride sourcing, microtransit, ride sharing, car sharing, and scooter sharing. Shared mobility platforms are not guaranteed that all the users going to use. Why? Because let's say in US here, car and driving a vehicle is often viewed as a representation of independence of the person. And in the US in particular, user may resist any change to the norm and the majority of drivers might not be willing to surrender their driver-driven and personal cars. So all else being equal, there may be a more rapid uptake in countries with a less entrenched automobile culture, like in European countries and some other countries. They will accept shared mobility and shared mobility platforms much easier than this country, United States. Several essential factors are at play that could lead to an ideal situation and close the current gaps that hinder the development and deployment of shared mobilities, like policies about data sharing and seamless connectivity between devices and services would enable organizations in this mobility domain to gain insight into users' habits. The last pillar that we believe is the backbone of the transportation and smart mobility is artificial intelligence. Which is a crucial trend in developing automation and connectivity technology. The progression of AI, artificial intelligence, in this smart mobility section included various areas of science, such as machine learning, to predict the future, to predict things, including deep learning and predictive analysis, NLP, natural language processing, and some other aspects that you can see here. This section is the backbone of S+M.ai as well, because we believe in data science, and all our team, we are data scientists in transportation sector, and we believe that we need to collect the high quality data for any transportation and smart mobility problem that we face. And we analyze, make models, and study to find the best solution for our customers. So artificial intelligence and high quality data is the basis and the foundation of our startup. The stakeholders that are playing in the smart mobility realm are automakers, robo-vehicles, shared mobility companies, consumers, government officials, entities, software developers, and researchers. So there are several teams from federal and state agencies, OEMs, academia, startups, consortiums. All of them are working together working like on this complex subject, because this is going to transform the automotive sector, because the first stage of the transformation for the automotive sector was for the first three sections were motorization, and then it was saturation, and now it's automation. So automation and connectivity and electrification is going to change the transportation network. So they are playing their role, all these stakeholders, to make it happen as soon as possible, efficiently. And for the OEMs, we believe Tesla, Volkswagen, GM, Ford, Mitsubishi, and Toyota are the main players. You can see there are many players that are investing and working and has been working in the realm of automation, connectivity for the vehicles. These OEMs are, you can see here, Mercedes and Bosch are working together to advance the development of driverless cars. Ford, meanwhile, has partnered with Argo AI to deploy a training program for safety operations, to name a couple of partnerships for OEMs. For the robo-vehicle companies, we believe there are 4 sections: robo-trucks, robo-taxis and shuttles, robo-delivery, and robo-cars. For robo-trucks in the area of freight, there are several companies, as you can see here, like Too Simple, IKE, Kodiak, Starsky, Aurora. These are the active startups and some of them companies. Recently, let me go back. Recently, Aurora, Uber joined Aurora team to work on the autonomy. The next part is robotaxis and robo shuttles. As you can see, there are many players in this field. To name a few, like Waymo, Apollo, Cruise, they are the main players, and also Pony, Zoox. These are the main players. For robot delivery, goods movement autonomy could be categorized into 4 types: streets, controlled environments, resource roads, and highways. Regarding transporting goods and groceries, Noro and Robomart are the pioneers of developing fully self-driving on-road vehicles. For B2B, business-to-business parcel delivery, Waymo is working with UPS, Gatik is working with Walmart and Loblaw. Einride is also working with Coca-Cola. For B2C, business to consumer parcel delivery, Nuro is working with Fry's Food, Kroger, and CVS. For robocars, you can see there are many companies. Waymo is working, and some other like Bosch and other companies, AutoX. For the shared mobility pillar, the stakeholders, we have companies in the field of electric bikes and electric scooters, and also we have other companies in the field of ride sharing. For ride sharing, Uber and Lyft are the pioneers. Uber's approach to safety has been governed by its safety principles. It creates the context for 2 essential components: the safety case framework for safe driving and the organizational approach to safety management. Also, Lyft has formed partnership with Aptiv to combine Aptiv's autonomous vehicles with Lyft's network. So there are partnerships in the ride sharing and shared mobility field as well, as you can see. For electric bikes and scooters, we have Lime, we have Lyft, Spin, and many other companies working on this section. The pace of the shift to a profoundly penetrated market that we want to reach, to have high level of autonomy, to have all the cars and the infrastructure connected to each other, to have electric vehicles on the roads. So there are steps that we are following. And this pace of the transformation to the smart mobility depends on 3 main aspects. The first one is technology's maturity for the electric technology, automated technology, connected technology, and the platforms for shared mobility. The second part is acceptance rate, because if we have the technology and all the things here and we don't have the things accepted by people, so how could we enhance the quality of the life of them by having smart mobility on the roads? Because they have to accept. And finally, regulations and policies, like about privacy, about security, licensing, insurance and liability, and so on. So we need to consider all of these aspects to be able to have those technologies for the vehicles on the roads as soon as possible. To summarize all the aspects we reviewed together, this slide shows the forces to implement these new technologies. CASE vehicles stand for connected, automated, shared, and electric vehicles. So for connected vehicles, the most important aspects to be considered are cellular coverage, number of ITS facilities, number of vehicles with SP80 information, people familiar with CV technologies, trust between data owners and vehicle users, because connected technology is all about data exchange. So trust plays an important role. Number of DSRC equipped vehicles, policies that make any data misuse illegal. Blockchain also, we need to consider blockchain for technologies to enhance privacy and security. 5G technology and DSRC also very important for ITS deployment. For autonomous vehicles and automated vehicles realm, there are a few points that I want to mention here. People are biased, like cognitive bias barriers against new automobile technologies. We should show them how these vehicles could benefit them in the long term instead of just checking the high price of buying them. Citizens' knowledge about cost of employing, like to tell them for over 50 years how much benefit you are gonna gain. Coherent and uniform structure to test AVs, like governments, states, opportunities for public drivers undergoing AVs to form positive opinions about these new technologies, platooning crashes, and these are all about AVs. For shared mobility, policies governing data sharing and seamless connectivity, insight into users' habits, and also for the last one, which is electric vehicles, free parking options for EVs, cost of battery technology, and availability of battery swap stations. Charging stations, because number of charging stations very important, and some other aspects that I wrote here. So they are the most important items that governments and federal authorities should consider to enhance the rate of market penetration of these new technologies on the road. This is how we see the traffic network and how CAVs, connected automated vehicles, and CATs, connected automated trucks, going to affect the transportation network. We believe that each of these going to have a couple of benefits, many benefits, like efficiency of vehicle operations because of CAVs. Attention needed for driving is going to be much less because of autonomy and many other benefits. So each benefit is going to affect the whole system, which is going to change the traffic volume and capacity and the congestion in general. At S+M, we believe that we first should frame the right challenge, not to waste the time of ourselves and the customer, and define the business problem and collect all the requirements and the high quality data to find the best, to model the best, to develop the model and verify and validate the model, and to give them the best solution. And also scenarios should be developed for the future to be able to give decision making, to give a better decision making tool to the customers so that they could benefit as much as possible. So thank you very much and for the time, and thank you ITS Congress. You could check our booth at ITS platform by logging in, and we will be very glad if you check our website and contact us in case you have any question, and if case we can collaborate with each other. Our team is includes 10 data scientists and transportation scientists in the field of autonomy, connectivity, shared mobility, and electrification of the vehicles. And we will be very happy to collaborate with you. Thank you for your time. And if any question, Luigi?
Yes. Thank you very much. Very interesting as always. Let's see first. Yes, so first of all, I really want to tell everybody to visit your website and to to check your research and everything that you and your team has done, because it's an amazing work.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you mentioned a couple of things very very important about like trust, which is very important for connected vehicle, and also good that you also showed a bit the difference between shared mobility and ride sharing. And it's important for people to realize that we are not talking anymore about something that doesn't exist or something that might look like a futuristic city. This is the reality, and this is where we're going now. So we all should work together, because alone nobody can. So and hopefully also entities like governments, and they will be working more to create that environment that we need to actually make it work properly.
Exactly.
So yeah, so thanks a lot for sharing, for giving us your input. And yeah, stay with us you have your booth, so people for sure will be connecting with you.
Sure. I got message like to share the PowerPoint, the slides, so I'll send it to you and you could share with anyone you like.
Yeah, everything is recorded. Everything will be there on the platform. Perfect. People can access the platform also after the event. They will be seeing, they can see your presentation again and again. So everything will be shared.
Thank you.
So yes. Okay. So thank you very much. And we'll see each other soon.
Rest of the day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.